me, Zeus. Feeling good, everything's alright. I got my head high, and I'm shining all bright like a light. Walking down the street, people looking at me, and I don't really care what they say, 'cause I'm living rent free. Yeah, I said I'm living rent free. Yeah, I said I'm living rent free. Yeah, and I don't care what they say, 'cause I'm living rent free. La la la, can't nobody bring me down. La la la, standing tall and proud. La la la, living life how I wanna. La la la, can't nobody tell me I can't. I got my foot with me, I'm unstoppable. Making moves and achieving the impossible. Haters gonna hate, but we don't listen. We gonna keep doing what we do and keep living. Life's too short to be living in fear. Gotta take chances and persevere. Don't let nobody hold you back. Keep pushing forward. Stay on track. Don't make me have to play it back. I'm living rent free in your mind. I'm here to stay. Don't waste your time. You thinking you can evict me? No, I'm taking up space. 'Cause guess what? I'm the star. Feeling good. Everything's alright. I got my head high, and I'm shining all bright like a light. Walking down the street, people looking at me, and I don't really care what they say, 'cause I'm living rent free. Yeah, I said I'm living rent free. Yeah, I said I'm living rent free. Yeah, and I don't care what they say, 'cause I'm living rent free. La la la, rent free in your mind. La la la, never confined. La la la, it's about dang time. La la la, the tenant you can't decline. I'm the voice that you can't ignore. I'm the thought that you can't ignore. So leave your mind in. Set you free. I'm the rent-free tenant. Now can't you see?
I know I live rent-free.
You can't erase. I'm the image that you can't ever replace. I'm the feeling that you can't resist. I'm the rent-free tenant that you can't dismiss. Now can I get a witness? I'm living rent-free in your mind. I'm living large, never confined. Got you thinking all about me all the time. I'm the tenant, living rent-free in your mind. Feeling good, everything's alright. I got my head high, and I'm shining all bright like a light. Walking down the street, people looking at me, and I don't really care what they say.
I don't care.
I'm living rent-free. Yeah, I said I'm living rent-free. Yeah, I said I'm living rent-free. Yeah, and I don't care what they say, 'cause I'm living rent-free.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. I know one thing for sure, Angela, and all of my friends out there. We are living rent-free in the Trump supporters' minds all over TikTok. You should see what I've been seeing all day. Their accounts have been getting suspended left and right because they're losing their religion. They're losing their cool. Because they know what's about to happen come next week. I just got done listening to the news. Oh, Snuggles, welcome. I just got done listening to the news, and it was like music to my ears. I promise you, it was some of the best news I've heard all day. Donald Trump has to surrender next week, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give him a round of applause. Yeah. And many of you know what that surrender is all about. It's about what Fonnie Willis wants to talk to him about.
I am giving the defendants the opportunity to voluntarily surrender no later than noon on Friday, the 25th day of August, 2020.
That's right.
You can hide.
Yes.
Gonna find you.
You hear that, Trump supporters? We gonna take it real slow. Yeah, that's that justice coming. Ooh. Yeah.
Every individual charged in the indictment
That's right.
is charged with one count of violating Georgia's Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act. Today, based on information developed by that investigation, a Fulton County grand jury returned a true bill of indictment.
Wow, a true bill of indictment.
I just want to find 11,780 votes.
Oh yeah,
one more than we have.
That'll get you right there.
Every individual charged in the indictment is charged with one count of violating Georgia's Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act.
Fonnie, please, Fonnie.
I am giving the defendants the opportunity to voluntarily surrender no later than noon on Friday, the 25th day of August, 2023.
Yeah, that means you're gonna have to put your hands behind your back and get that mug shot taken. Isn't that right, Angela? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Closet of Truth. I got some terrible news for MAGA. I got some real terrible news. Every news outlet that I've checked, every poll that I've checked, it looks like Donald Trump's career in politics is officially over. MAGA, your leader, is going to prison. He's going to jail, and there's nothing you can do about it. And it's not President Biden's fault. I hear it has a lot to do with the DMs. You know, Jack Smith got his Twitter DMs, and I hear that he's going to be sharing those Twitter DMs with Alvin Bragg and Fani Willis, right? And I don't know a man on this planet that doesn't have some dirt in their DMs. So the question is really, how dirty are Trump's DMs? And I know who he was talking to. I definitely know Vladimir Putin was all up in those DMs, right? I know. What is his name? Kim Jong-un was all in those DMs. And I know for sure President Xi right here was in those DMs. You know what? Why do I have that picture of President Xi? Oh, Snuggles. And where are the Trump supporters? Are there any Trump supporters out here in the audience today? I'm asking for a friend. Any Trump supporters out there in the audience? By a show of hands, please raise your hands. By a show of hands, any Trump supporters out there? Because look at Snuggles. All right, Snuggles. All right, we got one. We got one brave soul willing to raise their hand and say yes. So I've been hearing a lot about Hunter Biden getting some money from China, right? Is that true? Did Hunter Biden get some money from China, Snuggles? Is that what they want to, is that what you're saying is the influence peddling? Did Hunter Biden get some money from China? Do you believe that, Snuggles? Please say you do, okay? Because I was just casually, going through my library. That I have a very deep library of information about Donald Trump. And I came across something quite peculiar. And I want to share this. I want to share this with the Trump supporters who love to talk about President Joe Biden getting paid from China, right? You heard that? You heard them talk about President Biden somehow getting some money from China, and they never brought this up. So I'm going to bring this up today because I think this is very important to talk about. And the title of this story is called "China Paid Donald Trump Millions of Dollars in Rent. Then he left the White House." Don't fool me. Snuggles, you never told me about this. I forgot about it, but I'm bringing it back up because I think this is very important because I don't want to hear another conversation about President Biden getting a dime from China. So, ladies and gentlemen, during the 4 years that Donald Trump occupied the White House, the state-owned industrial and commercial bank of China paid him an estimated $7 million to rent space in Trump Tower. Right. He got $7 million in just rent alone from China. And what did Snuggles say about it? I'm not being mean to MAGA. I'm telling the truth. Because, this is what you got to do, ladies and gentlemen. When these Trump supporters get out here and they get all in their feelings and they start crying about President Biden, you got to remind them of what we know about them, right?
Everyone knows and I wouldn't have said this 3 weeks ago.
I wouldn't have
said it. I was actually very kind to him.
Right.
I was very kind to him, but now we can't be kind
to
MAGA. The gloves are off.
The gloves are off.
The jar has been opened. He's taken millions of dollars from other countries like China. He's totally compromised.
He's talking about
He's
himself.
taken millions and millions of dollars from other countries.
Wow. He's talking about himself. Donald Trump has taken millions and millions of dollars from China. If you leave it up to MAGA, that's okay, right? It's okay for Trump. It's okay for why is Greg speaking in the background? He does do a very good Trump impression. He does. I heard him and it was quite hilarious. It is great. But to the Trump supporters, why haven't you brought this up? Yeah, you've never mentioned all of these millions and millions of dollars that Donald Trump took while he was in office from China. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself. All right. Despite the extraordinary circumstances of the deal involving the government of China, the president of the United States made millions and millions of dollars. The Trump family portrayed the agreement as a standard. This is what they called it, ladies and gentlemen. They called it a standard business transaction. Does anybody out there think this is a standard business transaction, ladies and gentlemen? Do you think Donald Trump should have been taking millions and millions of dollars from China in the form of rent payments? Is that okay with you Trump supporters? I'm asking for a friend. All right? I'm asking for a friend, okay? And this all is coming out from what they say are previously unreported documents. Listen, lending records show that the Chinese bank abandoned Trump Tower around the time that Donald Trump left the White House. Isn't that suspicious? When he leaves the White House, the bank leaves his towers. Listen, James Comer, please do America a huge favor. While you're investigating Hunter Biden, please go ahead and use that same power to investigate Jared Kushner, right? Please investigate Jared Kushner because we can't explain that $2.5 billion from the Saudis. I don't know why Jared Kushner made that kind of money. And also, James Comer, can you look into Donald Trump receiving millions and millions of dollars while president of the United States, and then all of a sudden the Chinese bank pulling out? Please, James Comer, look into that because I promise you. Because they call me Triple H, right? They know I'm Triple H. What do they call you Triple H for? Because I'm the honest. First, I'm the most honest person on this app, social media. I promise to tell nothing but the truth, so help me God, really. Okay, and the second H is because I'm the most humble. If I get it wrong, I will be the first to apologize, right? And the last H is because I am and I will always remain the most handsome, right? So I have no reason to lie to you about this. But James Comer, please look into Donald Trump's foreign dealings with China. Please do it, all right? Because it gets worse. The bank's departures seem to come suddenly in the first half of 2021 and less than 2 years after the bank exercised an extension in what Eric Trump, the former president's son, described as a 5-year extension. It's hard to consider either of those developments, right? The lease extension or the sudden departure, without wondering where China was trying to curry favor. You know what? What happened when we asked Donald Trump about this bank in China? Does anyone know?
This week, which was referenced, does indicate that your company has a bank account in China. So how can voters know that you don't have any foreign conflicts of interest?
I have many bank accounts, and they're all listed, and they're all over the place. I mean, I was a businessman doing business. The bank account you're referring to, which is everybody knows about it, is listed. The bank account was in 2013. That's what it was. It was open it was closed in 2015, I believe. And then I decided, because I was thinking about doing a deal in China like millions of other people. I was thinking about it, and I decided I'm not going to do it. Didn't like it. I decided not to do it. Had an account open, and I closed it.
Okay.
Excuse me. And then, unlike him, where he's vice president and he does business, I then decided to run for president after that. That was before. So I closed it before I even ran for president, let alone became president. Big difference. He is the vice president of the United States, and his son, his brother, and his other brother are getting rich. They're like a vacuum cleaner. They're sucking up money.
President Trump, thank you. We do.
Wow. He couldn't even explain why he had a bank account in China in front of millions of Americans when asked. He should have just said it what it was. Listen, I need to make money, and I need that money. I don't care where it comes from. China, North Korea, Russia. I got a bank account everywhere because I like making. He should have just been that direct with Americans, but instead he lied to the American people and tried to make it look like he doesn't have a bank account with China. Oh, you don't have to say you have a bank account with China when we just found out that the Bank of China is in one of your towers. What a shame. Oh, wait a second. Skyhorse. Now you're saying who cares? That's what we were telling you when you kept bringing up President Biden and Hunter Biden. Who cares? Hunter Biden, he's not a government employee. He's the son of the president. Who cares about Hunter Biden, right? So now you want to come into this live, and now that I've pointed out to you that your president, the one you say is still your president, has a bank account. He has several bank accounts in China. He just confessed to it. And he has a bank of China inside of his Trump Tower. He had it, and then when he left the White House, the bank left. Now that we got this out here in the open, now your position is who cares? What a shame. What a shame. Oh, okay, someone says I'm not telling the whole story. All right, so what's the whole story? All right, please tell Zeus what the whole story is. All right, because I could tell you the same thing about Hunter Biden. You don't know the whole story. Right now, you're out here peddling lies. All right, you gave President Biden a new nickname, right? What's the new nickname you gave him? Peter something, right? You're giving Biden all these nicknames. You're saying Biden's DOJ. You're saying Biden's DOJ is corrupt. So please tell us the whole story about Donald Trump's bank account in China, his bank accounts, I should say, with an S, right? And tell us about this bank that he had in Trump Tower that was paid for by the Chinese Communist Party, right? And so when you hear Donald Trump repeat things, you got to remember, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, every MAGA accusation is truly a MAGA confession.
Everyone knows and I wouldn't have said this 3 weeks ago. I wouldn't have said it. I was actually very kind to him. I was very kind to him, but now we can't be kind anymore because the gloves are off.
Right.
The jar has been opened. He's taken millions of dollars from other countries like China. He's totally compromised. He's taken millions and millions of dollars from other countries.
Yeah. Donald Trump has taken millions and millions of dollars from countries like China. And he never, you know what they say? I like President Trump because he didn't draw a salary while he was president. He did it out of the kindness of his heart. They say that, right? Which is a complete lie. He didn't give up his salary. And not only did he not give up his salary, you know what else he did? He took in millions of dollars. He never divested from any of those companies that he went on national television. He had a stack of papers from the floor all the way to the ceiling. And you know he was inflating it, right? Because he can't tell the truth. So he's inflating the paperwork. And he goes on there and says, I'm the president of the United States, and I'm no longer in charge of all of my crimes. I'm handing it over to my kids. And then he had a little ribbon and the scissors and he cut it. And just like that, all of his supporters believed him. Oh, wow. Look at that. Isn't that so kind of Trump? Like some hypocrites. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we do what we do over here on this side of TikTok. Listen, I know you're mad out there in the comment section, but you know what? Why even be in this live if you are upset? Why come in this live and listen to me? Tell what I'm saying if you're upset. All right? Don't do that to yourself. Just swipe up and leave. I saw those comments out there. They're saying that I'm lying and all this other stuff. You don't have to be here. Go ahead and leave. All right? No one's holding you hostage. As a matter of fact, you don't got to take my word for it.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country,
They do.
if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
Right.
Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
And that's one of the few times I really do agree with the former president. You Trump supporters, like Angela says, my good friend Angela, God bless her heart. Traitors, seditionists, treasonous traitors. You don't love this country. You got these people out here. My name is conservative, blah, blah, blah. As if they really do represent this country. You don't represent this country. You represent Russia. Oh, I'm patriot so-and-so. Well, you're not a patriot of this country. No. Do you remember what you did on January 6th? Do I need to remind you how you attacked the United States Capitol? These Trump supporters, ladies and gentlemen, they attacked the United States Capitol and then had the audacity to pretend as if they are victims. What a shame. What a shame. You've taken over the Republican Party, and I know that you got away with it, and you thought you could take over the rest of the country because it was an easy lick. You know what they call that on the street? It was an easy lick to take over the Republican Party. All right? They were losing very, very bad. And then you thought Donald Trump was going to be your messiah. I've seen people on this app, they get out here and they say, oh, Donald Trump is like Jesus. And no, I'm not making it up. I'm not making it up. No. They say Donald Trump is Jesus. Then they go one step further and they tell me I need to get Jesus. Now, you know what these folks are, ladies and gentlemen? They're nothing but a bunch of hypocrites. I got to go to the box and talk to a lot of, you know what? I'm done. I need to talk to some people out here, ladies and gentlemen, who are ready to be honest and truthful, all right? So I'm going to talk to people today because that's what the Closet of Truth is about. Making sure we have real, honest American conversations, all right? So if you want to get in the box and talk, that's fine. There's only one rule. You got to tell the truth, all right? And I'll be the one that determines that. If you get in my box and you want to yell and do all of that other nasty stuff, you know what I do. I drop you like a bad habit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get straight into this.
Good afternoon, Zeus. Thank you for having me in the Closet of Truth. You know, I always appreciate being here.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, we going deep into the closet today.
Yeah. The gloves are off.
And the jar is open. It's really weird to me how they keep trying to make this secret connection between Joe Biden and China. Right. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has all these bank accounts. He had an entire floor of Trump Tower rented out to Chinese delegates.
Wow.
Before he was even president. Okay. But he has the caucasity to sit there and claim that someone else is compromised. Right. He paid more taxes to China than he did his own country. Woo! But you're trying to make some secret connection between Joe Biden, Ukraine, and the United States, like Joe Biden, old Sleepy Joe is running this criminal mastermind ring. Can you imagine what would happen if Sleepy Joe woke up? He could do all of this in his sleep.
Wow.
Imagine what he could do if he woke up.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't it strange that they don't ever bring up any of what you just mentioned, my brother?
Oh no, they'll never bring that up. They'll never talk about how Donald Trump. We paid $143 million to Trump Enterprises or Trump Corporation for him to play golf while he was the president. For over 300 days, he played golf.
Wow.
And sitting there on TV saying, look at this guy playing golf. I'm never going to be playing golf. I'm going to be too busy working. And then 300 days out of 4 years, almost a year, he was out on the golf course.
Wow.
While we were in crisis, especially with the COVID pandemic, in crisis, he's out there playing golf. Okay?
Yeah.
And we paid him $143 million. Everybody remembers when he sat there and he did the Goya commercial from the Oval Office with the Resolute desk. And he's sitting there, he's got Goya products and this, that, and the other thing. They won't say anything about that.
No.
Right?
Because they're a bunch of hypocrites.
And he walked out of the White House $1.5 billion richer than he walked in there. And he's the only president to ever give away his salary. You know who else? And what I took a deep dive on that. Towards the end of his presidency, he stopped giving up his salary. He did give his salary to a charity, which he could use as a tax write-off, but he still made $1.5 billion while he was the president.
Wow.
They don't say anything about Ivanka Trump's, again, this secret Chinese connection, right?
Yeah.
They don't say anything about the 26 or 27 patents that Ivanka Trump got miraculously when Donald Trump became president. And she walked out of the White House $650 million richer. And then Jared Kushner walked out with $2 billion from Saudi Arabia. Steve Mnuchin walked out with $1 billion. They won't say anything about that. They won't say nothing. They're worried about us, unquote, $5 million. That Joe Biden may have got. And their paper trail ends. Joe Biden didn't get anything. That $5 million that they keep referencing, it was paid out to Hunter Biden. And the money from there, nobody knows.
Wow.
But they come up with these false accusations.
No lies detected. He's not lying. Stop saying he's lying.
They come up with he was bribed and he was blackmailed. But show me that same energy for the Trump family. I guarantee you, if Barack Obama would have left the White House after 8 years, $650 million richer, oh my God.
They would have brought the electric chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I really believe that.
This is why they are hypocrites. Okay, because I will call out both sides. I don't care what Joe Biden did. If Joe Biden did something that he's guilty of when his presidency is over, you hold the hearings, you have the indictments, you get me a docket number, and I don't care if you put him against a wall and nail him to it from 50 feet away with a Milwaukee nail gun.
Exactly.
Okay, and I'll say that with my whole chest 10 toes down in the sand. I don't care. Nail him to the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, pure, period, point blank, full stop.
Yeah, right. No one is above the law.
And I am not going to sit here and defend Joe Biden for any criminal doings.
No.
But when we look at the Joe Biden presidency, and I know you have that list next to you, Zeus, all his accomplishments outweigh anything that Donald Trump could have ever done.
Exactly.
Okay? I am currently undergoing additional screening because of the PACT Act for me to have myself checked out because I was exposed to burn pits and incinerators while I was in.
Right.
We never got anything like that under Donald Trump.
Nope. Never, because he was so busy committing crimes.
Exactly. The CHIPS Act, where they have broken ground on a new factory to make microchips here in Ohio, where I live.
Oh.
They've already broken that ground.
Wow. Okay? God, thank God.
So we don't have to be dependent on China for microchips. We're going to manufacture them in this country.
Amen.
Google is putting in 2 more hubs here in Ohio for their cloud services.
Amen.
So now we have more jobs coming to the state of Ohio.
Amen.
There's going to be car battery manufacturers. All these jobs are coming back to the U.S. American manufacturing, American jobs, and these are good paying jobs.
That's what I like to hear. And these are things President Biden is helping to put into place, right?
Exactly. Exactly. And you know what I remember, Zeus? I remember when Donald Trump stood on television and he declared that this was American Manufacturing Day. But all the companies that make his cheap ass ties, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry.
You're doing good.
All his companies that make his cheap ties and suits and his cheap merchandise, they stayed in China.
Wow.
He didn't bring that manufacturing back, did he?
No, he did not.
No, and they won't say anything about the oil companies, the drillers who went out of business while he was president.
Yeah.
They won't say anything about the $30 billion that we had to subsidize our farmers because of his goofy trade wars. When China said, you know what, we don't need to get soybeans from you. We're going to get them from another country. So a lot of soybean farmers in this country, they started going bankrupt.
Wow.
They won't say anything about, the tariffs are a great thing. Not even realizing that that was the start of inflation right there, because we're the ones who paid that extra tax.
Yeah.
We paid that.
You see this, ladies and gentlemen? What Swervin is highlighting is how Donald Trump has ruined this country every day that he was in office and continues to do it.
Yeah.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself if you're a Trump supporter.
They won't say anything about that. Anytime you ask them a question about that, they'll go, well, what about this? What about... No, I'm not asking you what about isms. Mm-hmm. I want you to sit here, because you sit here and you defend Donald Trump tooth and nail. I want you to defend these goofy trade wars. One of the staples of American history, Harley Davidson, packed up shop and moved to Europe.
And he said he was keeping American companies American and they would stay here. Yeah. And even the president of Harley Davidson had to tell him he's getting it wrong.
Yeah.
What a shame.
He didn't want to listen because he knows more about it than anyone else does.
Wow. And I hope there's not one Trump supporter right now that rides a Harley and says that they support Harleys and Donald Trump. You're nothing but a hypocrite.
Exactly. And Harley Davidson, just so you know, Zeus, and I'm going to put this out there for all our Magadonians, Harley Davidson also has a diversity, equity, and inclusion program within their company to make sure that they are included members of the LGBTQI plus community. Oh! So take your Harley Davidson, if that is the hill you want to die on, take your Harley Davidson, put a couple of cans of Bud Light on it, and go fire a few rounds into it.
Yeah.
If you're that upset about diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Amen.
You are nothing but hypocrites. Every single one of you Magadonians.
Facts. No lies detected.
You are nothing but hypocrites. Mm-hmm. That's all you'll ever be. Mm-hmm. And if I need to, I will start my live and I will triple dog dare any single one of them to try to get in the box with me and defend this stuff.
Please get in the box with Swervin. Because he's a lot. He can do what I can't do. Okay, I got to keep it clean. But if you want to get down into the weeds of these discussions, oh yeah. And I will go there and cheer and watch.
Believe me when I tell you, I believe in what Michelle Obama said. When they go low, we go high, right?
Absolutely.
I believe in what she said. However, when they go low, I'm going to go lower. I'm going to go lower. And then once I win, I'm going to climb myself out of that ditch, declare victory, and kick you out of my life. Because I don't tolerate misinformation.
Yeah.
When they come into my lives and they go, well, Joe Biden shut down the pipeline. You can't even name the pipeline that he shut down. But Mike Pence is on TV spreading that same garbage. Well, on his first day in office, he shut down a pipeline. Which one, Mike? Which one, Mike? Which one was it? Go ask Mother which pipeline got shut down. Go ask her which pipeline got
Which
shut down.
one was it, MAGA? Please. We're tired of doing your homework.
Answer that question.
No, and we're not going to do their homework.
I guarantee you. And look, I'm not I've said this dozens of times. The only support Joe Biden needed from me was my vote. Do I like Joe Biden? Not particularly.
Right.
Do I think he's doing a great job right now? Do I think his administration is doing some good things for the country? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the Trump supporters are benefiting from a lot of the things Biden is doing, but yet and still they are ungrateful.
I don't understand how you can sit there and talk about how your 401k is floundering when we have the highest stock market ever in the history of this country.
Amen.
Okay? Your 401k, it may as well be a 401a. You can't figure out how to take care of it. I take care of mine. I'm in there at least once a month looking at things, trying to rebalance it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it just amazes me. Well, my 401k is doing this. That's your fault.
Facts.
That ain't got nothing to do with Joe Biden.
Not at all. You're bad at investing. All right.
And here we come. We're coming into the holiday season. So historically, gas goes up this time of year, regardless of what the prices are. So now they are sitting there talking about thank you, Joe Biden, for the gas prices going up. But you didn't thank Joe Biden when the gas prices were coming down. You didn't thank Joe Biden when inflation was coming down. And you're still sitting there trying to make some secret connection between him and China. I would love to see this connection.
Yeah, please. Someone told me that there's more to the story about Trump's connection to China than what I'm sharing. Do you know anything else about this whole Chinese connection that Donald Trump has? I mean, what more evidence do we need than to know that he has bank accounts with China and he had the vault in Trump Towers? I mean, what more evidence do we need?
Well, I know he's had the bank accounts in China, and they were not secret bank accounts. They were just open bank accounts. So, anybody could find them. We know that he rented out an entire floor in Trump Tower to Chinese delegates. It made them, once he became president, that's where he made them stay at that hotel that he has in Washington.
Did he take advantage of that situation? You know how he overcharged the Secret Service to stay at his, hotels, right?
Oh yeah, $15 for a bottle of water. Yeah.
Yeah. So did he do any of that with these Chinese banks that he was doing business with? Because
nope.
I'm having a hard time. I really am having a hard time thinking about Trump being president ever again with this going on. I mean, we got all the indictments and the crimes, but just the thought of him having accounts with President Xi, eating chocolate cake with him, it just keeps me up at night.
It does. And I would agree with that, Zeus, simply because, everybody completely ignores the business dealings that China, the money that he has paid to China. At one point, he tried building a Trump Tower in China. He got denied the building permits. They were like, "Yeah, we don't need that here." So he talked bad about him, but then he tried to repair his relationship with them, and he paid them more taxes than he paid in his own country. So how can
he paid more taxes to China than the United States?
Yeah.
Isn't that illegal? I mean, that has to be the definition of un-American if I've never heard of it.
Well, again, we talk about the connection to China, right? And his CPAs, they found all the loopholes that they could use for wealthy people within this country, which they're still using those loopholes. So some of them won't even pay any taxes come next year.
You hear this?
In addition to the tax cuts.
Wow.
And another thing that I saw is that I had been seeing on TikTok during tax season, a lot of people on the right were complaining about the money that they had to pay for taxes. And they were like, well, thank you, Joe Biden. Here's how much money I had to pay in taxes. No, fool. We are still under the 2017 Donald Trump tax plan. And the tax cuts that you got that you claimed gave you so much money, they are expiring. Which means your taxes are slowly going to be going up. In 2025, the last tax cut we had, it will expire. So your taxes are going up. So before you blame Joe Biden has not presented any tax plan to the Congress.
Wow.
None whatsoever.
Wow.
But you sit there and you want to blame Joe Biden for something that Donald Trump clearly did. Simply because you can't see what Joe Biden is doing for this country and all you want to do is complain about it. You're nothing but a bunch of hypocrites because you won't call out your own side for the BS that they're pulled off. And you'll sit there and blame Joe Biden for everything that's wrong in your life. Oh my God, I stubbed my toe. Thank you, Joe Biden, for deregulating door jams. Like what? Like what are you talking about?
You know what's happening right now, Swerving? You're scaring the Trump supporters right now. You're scaring them with all this truth you're bringing. You know that, right?
They can be scared all they want to. I ain't scared.
Listen up, MAGA. Listen up, nigga. You gotta tell the truth because it's over for you. It really is. Donald Trump's going to jail, and if he doesn't get his soul right, he's going to hell. And you can join him if you don't get your soul right, right?
And Zeus, I want you to slowly watch the comments as I ask this next question.
Talk to him.
Because everybody is, Hunter Biden did this. We have video of him doing this. We know he flew a prostitute across state lines. Well, she was over the age of 18, which means she can fly anywhere she wants.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and Hunter Biden, I didn't vote for Hunter Biden. I didn't see his name on a ballot.
I didn't. Anyone vote for Hunter Biden out there? I didn't.
They're running around screaming, impeach Hunter Biden, right? How do you impeach a private citizen? I would love to know. But here's the question that I want to ask to our Magadonians. Since these Magadonians think that Donald Trump is their savior,
right?
What is Donald Trump trying to do to advance the country? Because right now all he's doing is running around the country lying.
They don't have an answer for that.
And then I would ask the same thing of the Republican Party. They've been in charge of the Congress for a few months now, if you can follow me on that logic.
Yeah.
And they have not presented one bill for anything to advance our country forward.
Wow. What a shame. What is the Republicans in Congress, what are they doing? What are they doing then if they're not passing any legislation to help the American people? What are they spending all their time doing, Swerve?
Well, we got to have this hearing on Hunter Biden. We got to have this hearing for Twitter because Marjorie Trader Gangrene wants to know why she got blocked. Okay. Lauren Holbert wants to know why she got blocked. They're sitting there holding up naked pictures of Hunter Biden.
What a shame!
All they did was create a thirst trap out of Hunter Biden.
What a shame!
That was all they did.
You hear this, Trump supporters? You sound desperate. It's just, there's really nothing going on that we thought you were going to do. We thought you were going to get into Congress, start getting inflation down, getting those interest rates down, getting more people back to work. But you mean to tell me, Swerve, all they've done is posted pictures of Hunter Biden?
Yep. Hunter Biden, Twitter. They even asked, there was one hearing on a law they changed in D.C., which the law would hold people accountable for public urination. And Marjorie Trader Gangrene, with her wolf feet, sat there and goes, so why would you stop this law? And the guy says, well, we didn't stop this law. We actually made sure that there was a penalty for it. Yeah, but it looks like you stopped the law. No, there's a penalty for it. If you get caught doing it, you're going to go to jail. Yeah, but why did you stop it? And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, he didn't stop it. They wrote the law to add more penalties for something like that. Okay.
Now, you brought up Marjorie Taylor Greene, and before we move on, I want to make sure because I want you to tell us. I was in a Snuggles Live, and he brought up this pipe bomb thing, on January 6th.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything about that in terms of it, looking like Marjorie Taylor Greene? Because I want to make sure Snuggles knows.
There was when all that was coming out, that looks like MPG. There was someone, and oh my God, I wish I could remember how I found it. I found a video on YouTube where someone digitally enhanced Marjorie Taylor Greene walking, and then they put it right on top of the pipe bomber, and it was it was the same walk.
Oh, okay. So you hear that, Snuggles?
I mean, step for step, it was the exact same posture, the same movement. I wish I could find that video again or tell you how to find it.
Snuggles, did you hear it? Did you hear it? Yeah, Marjorie Hairy Toes Greene. Yeah. If you look at it and you look at the walk, I think that's kind of what I recall too. I said, you know what? I'm not a detective or anything, but if I had to bet some money, I sure as heck believe that would be MGT, right? MTG, right?
Yeah, and now don't get me wrong in saying what I just said about the video. I'm not going to sit here and say yes, it was MTG.
Okay. Right.
But it looks a little suspicious.
It does. It does. So
it's
next
a little
live, Snuggles, and you bring that up, Snuggles, please make sure you tell your viewers that DLH, thank you.
Snuggles will never tell his viewers that. He's just going to sit there and say zero convictions. Yeah, we know We know because the trial hasn't happened yet. Nobody gets convicted until the trial. You can sit there and scream 0 convictions all you want, but Snuggles, you talk about how you run your own business. I guarantee you, you wouldn't hire someone with 91 felonies. I promise you that.
You wouldn't, Snuggles. Let's be honest. All right.
So
in other words, Swerve, we gotta break it down so he understands. You're telling us that Snuggles wouldn't hire Donald Trump?
No. Why would he hire somebody who has 91 felonies? What are you possibly going to get out of that when he comes into your business and says he knows more about your business than you do? What are you going to get out of that? Then you got to fire the guy, and depending on how long he's worked there, now you got to pay him unemployment. Okay, so just stop with the BS about 0 convictions. Nobody cares. Once the trials happen and convictions happen, then you're going to be sitting there going, well, they didn't get him on everything. You know, he out of the 15 charges, they only found him guilty of 4. So that's a win. No, that's not a win. When you're found guilty, you lost. You flat out lost. When you have to pay $5 million to someone, you lost.
Yeah.
When you have to write a check for $787 million, you lost.
You lost.
If I had to write a check for $700, I would be mad.
Same here. Don't you touch a crying dime of mine. Seriously.
Absolutely. So I don't understand how he can sit here and say 0 convictions. Thank you very much. And then I was listening to his live earlier today where he was like, this just in, breaking news. Donald Trump has been indicted for Tupac's murder. That's just ridiculous. So now you're just making a joke out of the whole thing.
Yeah. Like first of all, why are we even bringing Tupac into this?
Yeah. And 91 felonies, Snuggles, none of us would hire anyone that had 91 felonies on their record, whether they were convicted or not. They could sit there and be like, oh, well, you know, I haven't had any trial dates. Yeah, but these are pending, which means I may have to fire you later on in the future.
Yeah. And I might be brought into this RICO thing you got going. I mean, RICO, they do a lot of things with that RICO. Anyone can get it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the time you have to spend in court, well, you're not here working. I need you here to work. So I'm not bringing you. No, 91 fellas. Come on, Cletus.
Come on, Cletus.
You ain't gonna hire some Zeus. I asked you the question the other day.
Yeah.
If you had your own record label and this, that, and the other thing, and I do wish you all that success, brother. I really do.
Yeah, but you know that come with a lot of responsibilities. And
exactly. But would you hire someone with 91 felonies?
Absolutely not. You know what I would do if someone ever came to my business and I got 91 felonies? Let me go ahead and report you to law enforcement right there. Because guess what? You're too hot in these streets, right?
Exactly.
You're too hot in these streets.
But somehow they think it's a win.
Away from me.
Yeah, and somehow they think it's a win because there's been 0 convictions.
Oh.
Well, yeah, we have to wait for the trial.
Yeah. And I guarantee you, Donald Trump doesn't feel like he's winning. I guarantee you.
No.
Yeah.
And then it just, well, we're still winning. How are you winning? You barely won the Congress. You didn't win the Senate. You lost the White House. In 2020, you lost all 3 of those in one fell swoop. Then you end up with a 5-seat majority in the Congress after the red wave that y'all said was coming, which never happened. Okay. And now you're not doing anything for the country. And Kevin McCarthy is the weakest Speaker of the House we've ever had. He is still running around defending Donald Trump. After the 4th indictment dropped, he was like, this is just a travesty of the Biden Department of Justice and how they weaponized it. No, this dude broke the law. You even admitted to that in a phone conversation, that somehow his selective memory won't allow him to remember.
Amen.
Where he said he was going to ask Donald Trump to resign. But he doesn't remember that. I don't know if I said that. Oh, really? Let me play the tape for you.
Play the tape for him.
And they played the tape, and he was like, "Yeah, that conversation doesn't sound familiar, dude. That's you. That is you. Yeah. That's you talking about how you were going to ask him to resign because you were just done with it. And then what'd you do? 2 weeks later, you ran down to Mar-a-Lago like every other sycophant, taint sniffing suck up. And you ran down there to Mar-a-Lago and you kissed the ring.
Wow.
You kissed that ring, and now all you're doing, again, let's do some crowdfunding for Kevin McCarthy.
No, he not me. He's talking about you. Stop.
Let's do some crowdfunding for Kevin McCarthy so they can surgically remove the Gorilla Glue between his lips and Donald Trump's taint. Let's do that. So MAGA. Another question I'll never be able to answer, Zeus. They talk about MAGA, Make America Great Again. They will never answer the question, when was America great for anyone other than white people?
Oh!
They'll never answer that question. When was America great for black people, indigenous personnel, members of the LGBTQI plus community? When was America great for all of us? But you want to make America great again. You want to go back to the 1920s, 1910s, where women couldn't vote. Whatever you said, they had to go along to get along.
Amen.
So when was America great for all of us? They'll never be able to answer that question.
They'll never be able to, because the truth is not in them. They are MAGA-possessed demon individuals who only know wickedness and evil and corruption. And if they don't fix it now, they will go to jail with Donald Trump. If they don't repent, we will go to hell with him too.
Gasoline draws on. With some gasoline draws on. Exactly. And right now, MAGA stands for making attorneys get attorneys.
That's facts.
Because every lawyer that went along with this garbage, they all had to get their own attorneys. And who is it? Cheeseman or Chessman or Cheeseboro?
Chesbro.
Yeah, Cheeseboro. They have all the video in the world of him following Alex Jones around outside the Capitol when he pled the fifth. So many times. So Donald Trump, where are you yelling at him about pleading the fifth? Oh, wait, Donald, you pled the fifth over 400 times in one deposition. But if you plead, if you're not guilty, you don't plead the fifth.
Exactly.
So what are you guilty of, Donald? That's what he said, right?
Yeah, that's what he said. We hear all of his words that he says, and we pay attention, and it doesn't make sense to us.
It doesn't. It just doesn't. So, Zeus, thank you for letting me vent. I love you, brother.
I love you,
the work that you do. I always got your back. Whatever you need, if it's within my power, I'll make sure we can make it happen for you. And thank you for letting me vent. And if any of the MAGA demons they want me to, I'll start my live, and they're more than welcome to come in and have the conversation with me, because I will get down in the weeds with them, and I will climb right back up out of it after I win, because I'm a winner. I know what it means to win.
Amen.
That's the only reason I'm alive today is because I know what it means to win.
Amen. That's what we do.
I'm going to let you get back to attending to the affairs of the kingdom and the cause of the truth. If I don't get to talk to you again, Zeus, enjoy your weekend. Have a great weekend. And you be safe and have fun while you're doing it. Okay, my brother?
All right. Tell you and the wife and moms have a great rest of your day. And tell them Zeus says hello, all right?
I will pass it on. Babe, you want to say hi to Zeus?
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
She's sitting right here next to me.
I'm here.
All right. Looking good over there. Keep it up, all right?
All right, Zeus.
Take care of my brother real good. All right, Swervin. Later, my brother.
Be safe, brother.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brother Swervin a round of applause. This is why I do these Closet of Truth, ladies and gentlemen, because sometimes, I just want to sit there and really just have a conversation with regular Americans about what's going on in this country. And every time I talk to people, it's never fails. We always hear about the hypocrisy going on in the MAGA world. Yes, MAGA, there's a cult. You got a cult infestation, all right? Donald Trump, he's gotten a stronghold over your mind. You can see with your physical eyes, but spiritually, You are blind as a bat. And at least a bat can see, even though it can't, even though it doesn't have senses. A bat can see. You're worse than a bat. You can't even hear. All this truth that is flowing out, ladies and gentlemen, think about it. Swervin brought up a lot of good points. What has MAGA gotten correct? Did they get the 2020 election correct? Nope, they didn't. President Biden beat Donald Trump from his basement, so they say, right? You talk to Donald Trump, he's like, I didn't even see it coming. It had to be like 5 or 6 President Bidens in there that time I went to a debate. How did he multiply and quadruple? Trump can't explain why he lost, right? Was there, what happened on January 6th? I would argue that was the worst performance I've ever seen a leader in the world, of the free world, do. You mean to tell me you couldn't even organize this thing that you called January 6th and it was successful? Well, no, it wasn't successful because look who he had planning it. His generals. Who were they? John Eastman, Rudy Giuliani, Sidney Powell. These are your generals that you chose to try to take over this country with Donald Trump. Seriously, cut it out. And who were your soldiers? Oh, your supporters. You got January 6th wrong. You got the midterms wrong. And then when all of that happened, I had a friend out here and I said, listen, that stuff Trump did while he was in office, he's going to get investigated for it. And if they really investigate him, they're going to indict him. Oh, Zeus, they would never indict Donald Trump. Come on, he's a wealthy, successful businessman, Zeus. Something's wrong. This is what they said, something's wrong with your head. I said, no, they're going to indict him, right? I said, they're going to indict him. When, Zeus, when? Well, we had midterms. I said, they're going to do it after midterms. Zeus, cut it out. They're not going to do it. So midterms came. I took a break from TikTok. I went out to the lovely state of Arizona. It's a great state. I went out there and I started networking with a lot of people. I said, listen, we got to turn Arizona blue. Why do we need to? Listen, we need to be blue because, listen, we cannot do another 4 years with Donald Trump. So, I went to Arizona. I came back, sat back and watched the midterms happen. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We got Arizona. The red wave never came, right? It never came. Next thing you know, what did Merrick Garland do? Oh, he appointed special counsel. Who? Special counsel who? Jack Smith. What do we know about Jack Smith, ladies and gentlemen? Let's see. What do we know about Jack Smith?
Jack Smith. He's a Trump hater. His wife's a Trump hater. His family's a Trump hater. They all hate Trump. They hate him with a passion. They'll do anything they can to hurt Trump. But he's a harasser and an abuser.
That Jack Smith, yeah.
And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater.
Yeah. Merrick Garland went and got that Jack Smith over there at The Hague, who was prosecuting war crimes, and said, we need you to come back over here and look at this evidence we got with Donald Trump, okay? We need you to look into this January 6th stuff. And it turns out he's got classified documents that he refuses to return to the government, right? He did this. And just like that, Jack Smith became a superhero in American history. Next thing you know, who do we get? We got Alvin Bragg. Oh, Alvin Bragg is investigating him for those hush money payments to Stormy Daniels. Ooh. Yeah, he cheated on his wife and paid a porn star hush money, and he used fictitious business receipts and his personal attorney, Michael Cohen, to try to hide it. Now they got him on some other crimes. Oh, we're going to get him for that too. And then what happened, ladies and gentlemen? Fonnie Willis says she wants to talk to him about something, right?
I am giving the defendants the opportunity to voluntarily surrender no later than noon on Friday, the 25th day of August, 2023.
And that's how the cookie crumbles, ladies and gentlemen. That's why Trump's going to jail. Greetings, Z-Pack. How are you?
Oh, we're doing so well, Zeus. You know, I was in an earlier couple of lives this morning and this afternoon talking to these, serenading these Magadonians with my Trump voice
Oh,
and really trying to bring them back to the light.
oh,
Because, you know, these folks are in the darkest depths of mortar. In the words of Led Zeppelin, they're in the darkest depths of mortar. They're so far gone, we can't even
mm,
do anything. And so they're saying I can't see him. I'm not on my camera.
mm.
There's a couple falsehoods that need to be corrected. I heard one of the mother effing crews say
Oh,
that you need a 10-year time period to charge under RICO.
they said that,
Um,
right?
that's not correct. And what it is, what's that?
No, I didn't say anything.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Oh,
you.
okay. So to charge under RICO, you need at least two predicate crimes within 10 years.
Oh,
Okay? It
oh,
doesn't take 10 years.
oh,
It
the
just has to be
TikTok lawyers got
within
it wrong
10
again. So
years.
you're saying the
So
TikTok
that's
lawyers got it wrong?
right.
Why am I not surprised?
Right.
Why am
And
I not surprised?
and so and so and the other thing was Michael Cohen and the payments to Stormy Daniels, right?
Talk to me.
So of course Michael Cohen is going to say that Donald Trump didn't make those payments. Why would he be honest when he's working for Donald Trump and being paid by Donald Trump to lie,
Right.
right? So then when they get to court and real shit starts happening,
Oh,
keep
keep
it
it
clean,
clean.
I know. That's that's when he comes out and he goes, yeah, actually I lied and I'm pleading guilty because I lied. This money did come from Donald Trump's pocketbook from
Wow.
campaign finance. That's just
Wow.
how it works. They can say that he's a liar and not credible, but Donald Trump this was his guy. This is your man's, bro. This
Yeah.
is your man's. Get your man's, right? And Donald Trump also lied to his supporters about getting money he said, I'm working for free. He didn't work for free because he got paid. He got paid $5.4 million from a lease agreement involving a state-owned bank in Trump Tower. That was in his first term as president. And the best part about that is Donald Trump only paid 1.1 million in federal income taxes during that time, but then paid no income tax in 2020. And the only reason we found out about this.
Now, you see
Yeah.
that? You see that? Now that you said that, you know what they say in the comments right now? They say, so what?
Yeah, so what? They like a guy who doesn't pay taxes because he's a regular guy, just like them. Just
Oh.
like them. He is their regular guy and he's fighting for them.
Hmm.
He doesn't care about anybody but the little people that he never gave a dime to, and he took their money, and he had a cancer charity that money was taken from. The build the wall money, where did that money go? He takes all of your money and uses it for himself to pay his unpaid debts. And
Wow.
you fall for it every single time, hook, line, and sinker.
They do. They do. And then they
And
complain that they don't have
um,
any money,
yeah,
Z-Pack, right? They give Trump their money and then they cry.
well, right. And then they talk about the gas prices and how it's so tumultuous and everything is a disaster. But they're out here on TikTok throwing thousands of dollars to their friends
On
so
TikTok?
that they can get a W in the chat.
On TikTok.
Yes,
Is
so
this
they
what
can get a
MAGA is
W in the
doing?
chat. You don't see. Oh yes, oh yes. Oh, and there was an even better moment today where I was in a live, and you know what? This was I believe it was Filthy or Ghetto Conser whatever his name is. Handsome Liberal was in there,
Uh-oh.
and he was beside himself. It was American Lumberjacks live actually,
Mm.
and he was beside himself because American Lumberjack was making the case that segregation was better for African Americans from a financial standpoint, because everything was the neighborhoods were all the same. They had their own
He was on his Kanye
businesses.
West. He
So
was on
yeah,
his Kanye
segregation is
West.
fine.
He was on his Kanye West again. I get it.
Right.
Yeah.
No. He's on his Clayton Bigsby. He's on his Clayton Bigsby. He ain't even on Kanye West. He's Clayton Bigsby. This
He's
man is
trying to
Clayton
earn
Bigsby
a
on
MAGA
TikTok,
hat from
right?
Donald Trump. He's trying to get a
And
MAGA
what
hat
he's
from
doing
Donald
is
Trump.
he's getting the white folks. Right. The white folks then come into his lives, and then he gives them the credibility to then be racist because he's racist. And so then you have Handsome Liberal who's beside himself. And Mother of Dragons was in there too, doing the same, thing with them. And so Handsome Liberal's like, I can't get down with you guys. I can't get down with you guys because you guys are just you're not even on the planet here. In terms of talking about this and segregation and all that. I mean, this was wild. This was wild stuff that I witnessed today. There just must be something in the air because there's a lot of Magadonians that are very upset about a lot of shit. Sorry, keep it clean.
Keep it clean, but here's what I've said, ever since Donald Trump has been, getting held accountable for his dirty, disgusting deeds and his crimes, the MAGA folks have been raging with a MAGA-possessed demon inside of them.
Shambles.
Yeah, they're in shambles right now.
In shambles.
Yeah, because they're not going to have a leader anymore.
And
once Trump is in prison,
and Fannie Willis and Fannie Willis made a song actually about Donald Trump, and I wanted to share it with you because I think it's really exciting. This is like Snuggles Live. He's sharing all these videos. But this is a song that Fannie Willis made.
Okay.
So this is a song that Fannie Willis made, and it's in the vein of since Trump is getting blamed for Tupac, I just think this is very appropriate. So hold on one second.
Let's hear it. Let's hear this Fannie Willis song. I can't wait to hear it. Listen up. We got a hit record on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. You know how it goes. Who's the artist?
Fannie Willis is doing great on the vocals.
I can't hear it that well, though. We can't hear it.
Oh, okay, hold on.
It's still not. I know which one it is. It's not coming in that good. You got a better one, DJ? Yeah,
No,
we can't hear the audio.
I would have to put it on the speakers. I would have to put it on the speakers. But the thing is, Fannie, in that song, they say you better be where you lay. We better not find where you stay.
Oh.
And that's what Fannie Willis is going to do if Donald Trump doesn't report on August 25th, because she's going to find where he's going to lay.
Amen.
They'll bring the U.S. Marshals in.
Greetings, Poker Dad.
They'll bring the U.S. Marshals in, and they will grab him.
Funny.
But I wish I could have had that audio on point, Zeus.
It's okay. We got DJ here.
I really wish I could have had that on point.
Don't worry. Sometimes you just got to do it the way you can. But listen, I'm going to bring up our next guest.
But yeah, Zeus.
All right. We're gonna bring up our next guest because I gotta wrap things up in a bit. My first guest Swerve, and he was getting off.
Next time you make a Trump video and you do like a collab situation, why don't you hit me up so I can be Trump and do the Trump voice? I mean, I thought you did a great job, but next time.
Hey, let's do it. We can collab. Let's do it. I don't mind. Fair enough.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. I'm there if you need it.
All right, my brother. Let's keep it going.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Z-Pack a round of applause. Oh my God, it is getting hot in the closet of truth, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see who we have next in the box. Oh my God. Oh, my good friend DJ. Welcome, DJ. How are you doing, my brother? Long time no see.
Well, my ears kind of hurt after that last one.
Oh, I know.
Z-Bag.
Audio quality.
Oh, I need a Ziploc bag for my ears after that one. But I'm gonna keep it clean. But actually, I'm gonna keep it dirty. So in the hood, what's the synonym for dirty?
Nasty. I mean,
we call it funky, right?
Oh, funky.
See, I go a little bit different path because you're gonna know it when I do it. Okay. When I saw your video the other day, and I was like, this is the first time and the last time DJ can ever use this song because I love it, but I'm not funky. Right?
Yeah.
And it's just, I was like, so.
Hey!
So wait, remember when so I'm imagining Joe Biden and Jill dancing to this tonight on Friday in the White House ballroom. If you want to look for Trump, like Z-Pack said, if the U.S. Marshals want to find him, they'll find him in Funky Town. That's over there in Mar-a-Lago, right?
Hypnotizing his supporters.
He's funky. He's just funky. And you know what? I had to come bring the humor. So give me a second because I'm going to be one of those throwing thousands of dollars at you, watch that screen. Oh, snap, it's funky. But I'm not in the comments, so.
It's always fun when y'all do that, but y'all don't got to do that.
No, I had to come up for that, I'm going to drop down, and I'm just doing that in reference to the video you did with Trump's, I don't know if anybody saw, dancing in the water with his, oh, God. I was like, somebody changed his dirty diaper.
When I was making that video, I was going to, keep it very short because it's just the same loop over and over. But I was like, once I realized that if you let it keep going for a while, it gets nastier. I was like, wow, you can't make this stuff up, folks.
And with the people in the water dancing, or he was in there, and I'm like, that's about it. It's like a cult song now.
Yeah.
So,
and he had that look in his face, didn't he?
He had that look. Oh, God, you sucker. You fools, Dirty. Hey, I should have played. See, now I understand that song by AC/DC now. Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. Oh. Because he's dirty. He was born dirty. And I think he, that's why when they walk behind him, they're fanning their nose, right? They're like, oh, it's got to be funky.
The diaper has.
Yeah, it's got to be funky. But you know what? Like I said, I kept it short because I'm actually 30 minutes past starting my live. And I know, I just want to come in and I just want to play that because I can never play that song again. It scarred me. It scarred me for life, man.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm playing.
I'm sorry. I'll try to lighten up on it a little bit. But
no. I wanted it to go longer. I wanted it to go. I just want to see more like like Roger Stone and then his kids and then and then Pence and then what was somebody saying? What was Swerve saying earlier about Pence? Wanting to know what pipeline got shut down? Yeah, she shut his pipe down. Anyway, I'm gonna keep it clean. And I'm going to get out of here with that. I appreciate you, brother.
No problem. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to my DJ, all right? Let's give him a round of applause. Hello, Leslie. How are you? All right. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I do these Closet of Truth episodes, because sometimes you just got to get straight into these conversations with the real people out here to see what's going on. Miss Boss Diva, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, Zeus. How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right. Just another day in the Closet of Truth.
Yep, and it's another good day in the Closet of Truth. You always have a great show, so anyway.
Thank you, DJ. I try my best. It's not that hard to tell the truth, right?
Right,
exactly. What if I see it?
You know what? This morning when I woke up to a really, really good email I was not expecting from the Department of Education.
Oh.
And they told me that my student loan has been forgiven, right? And I said, what? So Biden, I'm so happy because President Biden, he did not let no defeat get in his way. I guess I'm one of 800 million that, got their student loans forgiven. But I'm elated. I mean, maybe I don't know if that's on the list of
That's
accomplishments that you got.
amazing, great news. If I haven't heard, I'm so excited right now that that happened to you. And I'm also excited that it happened as a result of President Biden's commitment to his voters, right?
Right. Because they tried to, like I guess get him, I don't know, put him in a corner where, he wasn't able to fulfill that promise with the Supreme Court or whatever. But yes, he found a way, like he said he would, to make good on the promise that he had made. And I am just elated. Like I was one of them. And I woke up this morning, I saw that email and I just I cried because, I owe a lot of money. And I was like, man, with a bachelor's degree, it costs a lot of money.
Right.
So I was like, yay. So I don't know if you have that list, in addition to your list of
Yes,
accomplishments.
I sure do.
It's on there.
It's number 12,
Oh, it's
provided.
number 12. Okay,
Yeah,
good. I'm so
yeah,
happy to be a part of number 12 from number 46.
yeah, yeah.
Really, I wanted to share that with you and the kingdom. Just, this is a real life situation, and, that Biden has, resolved in millions of us. And once again, working for the people, doing the work for the people. And I couldn't be more proud to vote blue, be blue, even though my favorite color is purple, but that's another story.
We can work with that. We can work with purple. Okay, listen. Hello, Jessica. Nice to see you. We can work with whatever color, right? It's the main thing is that you're being, honest with yourself and the rest of these people out here, and striving to do better, right?
Right. I mean, that's what he say that when he said that he was going
Cut it
to
out, Bell.
figure out a way around the Supreme Court's decision. I had no idea how he was going to do that, and I really didn't follow up on it anymore because I figured, okay, well, when they start, making us pay again, I'm just going to be ready for it.
Right.
But when I got that email that said it was resolved, I just was floored, man. I was like, see, now that this is why we need somebody with some, leadership that knows how to lead and knows how to get the job done. I mean, I don't know if anybody else out there got, the same kind of benefit that I did, but let me just say,
Anybody else out there benefiting from anything Biden has put into place? I heard Swervin mentioning the PACT Act, right? You're talking about student loans. We got the Inflation Reduction Act. We got Medicare prices coming down. I mean, there's so many things that many people aren't understanding. President Biden has been helping them benefit from. That it's really time we start highlighting these, right?
exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Let me go
We
on to my trusted Chris.
Yeah, we're always talking about all the stuff that Trump has done to destroy the country,
Cut it out, Challenger.
but I also believe that we should spend equal, if not more time, basically drilling it in the heads of these people of what Biden is doing. That's really making a difference now, in the now, not 5 years from now or 10, even though it is a lot of the things that he's doing is futuristic in that regard, but at the same time he is doing things that is helping us right now.
Amen.
Whatever he can do, and he's fighting hard. His administration is amazing, and I just couldn't ask for a better president right now. I'm glad it's not Trump, because Trump wouldn't care about none of this stuff. He would only care about himself and how he can stay, as orange as he possibly can get. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah, but yeah, that's really what I wanted to do, was share that with you, Zeus, because I figured, you would want to hear
Yeah.
some happy news for a change,
Oh,
right?
yeah, that makes my day. You have now you have more money to do other things with in life, right?
Absolutely.
Help build a future for yourself, and if you got children or family, to help take care of them in various ways. You can go on a little vacation, take care of yourself in different ways now because
Well,
you
I'm
got
glad you
money.
mentioned that because the first thought in my head was to put that as a college fund for my granddaughter. So
Yeah.
all that money was going toward furthering my grandbaby's education. So yeah, that's what Biden does. That's the type of things that Biden does. So I'm happy, I'm proud, and I love you, Zeus. Thank you for continuing to do this hard work on this platform. I sent you a little video.
Oh,
I don't know
really?
if you looked at it or not, but
I haven't. I haven't. I've been ripping and running out here, but I will. Usually I don't get to my DMs unless it's like later in the day because it's hard to keep up with everything. But I will check it out. I'll be looking for it. All right.
yeah, check it out, Zeus. So you'll get a laugh out of it. But you take care and you have a magnificent rest of your evening. And I will definitely be supporting in the morning as well. Bye,
All right.
everybody. Take care,
All right,
Kingdom.
ladies and gentlemen, Miss Boss Diva. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you.
I need an assistant, right? I don't know if I can afford an assistant, right? At this you starting sounding like you're trying to have me have conversations with the tax man, the tax woman. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring up our next guest, Mr. Haas. Welcome.
Hello, hello.
How are you doing, champion?
1 second. Sorry. I had my hands full.
Oh, okay. Okay, what are you're washing dishes? Are you playing the guitar? What are you doing?
I'm ready now.
Oh.
In the box.
Yes! He's in the box! Yes! My man! Oh, you got a nice little dog. That's a cute dog. What's the dog's name?
Tippy.
Timmy! What news do you have for us today, my brother?
Speaking of songs, I've got the song of the century on my page.
Oh.
Yeah, you have to go check it out.
Okay, I have to check it out after I end the live.
I'm not going to try to play it on air. I see how that goes.
Oh, okay. It doesn't work that well. I thought you were going to give us a nice little musical.
I could. I got my guitar. It's never more than an arm's length away.
Well, let's do it. Do we want to hear him play the guitar and sing us a song, ladies and gentlemen? Let's do it.
I can't right this second, but one day I will. You just got to give me. We'll coordinate it in advance, and I'll have the sound set up.
See. There's no time like now, Mr. Haas. You know that. I'll get you back next year. How this business works. You either are ready to go or you're not. All right. Well, what else brings you to the kingdom?
I don't think all your followers want to hear me sing.
You never know. They're not. These people are smart and intelligent. They know where to go find what they like. Cut it out.
Well, you just never know.
Exactly.
Next time I'll bring it.
Oh, you heard him here. You heard it here
first,
ladies and gentlemen. He said next time he will bring it. They're asking why not. You see what you did, Mr. Haas? People are here because they want the truth. If you tell them you can play the guitar and sing, then you got to show them.
Well, I'm seeing there's comments where they've heard it before.
Okay, that'll work.
They look pretty positive, so that's a good sign.
Yeah. All right, that works. All right, I'll let up off the pressure a little bit. So, what brings you to the kingdom again?
I was just listening. I'd always drop in on your lives and listen first, and then if I think I have something to add, I'll tap in. But I was listening to the lady speaking about the student loan forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say anything negative about that. That's her joy, and let her enjoy it. But man, I feel sorry for people who just finished paying theirs off and they scraped and sacrificed for years to pay it off.
Mr. Haas, let me ask you a question. Why do you feel that way about that? You know when it rains outside, it rains on the just and the unjust, right?
Right.
Does the
Well,
rain discriminate where it falls?
negatory, my friend. That's why I said I don't steal from her joy. It's just it's for some people that's to be something that
See, I want to make sure we address this because this is a good point to bring up. Everybody is not going to be blessed the same way in life, right?
true. That's
So
absolutely true.
maybe that wasn't your opportunity to be blessed, but you'll get blessed in a different way. That's just how life works. What you got to do in life sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, is be grateful for what you got. All right, and stop pocket watching everybody else. All right, because when it starts to rain in abundance on you, there's probably going to be somebody looking at you going, "Mr. Haas doesn't deserve that."
Hey, my daughter went to A&M and then Boston Law, uh, and she graduated in 2013. So this was never discussed.
Did she have to take out student loans?
She did for part of her Boston Law. 'Cause,
Yeah, and uh, you never know with what President Biden is doing. She might be able to qualify for some loan forgiveness later on.
she's on her bachelorette party right now in Vegas. If she got it, she hasn't texted me because I'm sure she's plenty busy.
Well, look at that. Do you know there's a lot of people that can't say they're at a bachelorette party? You know that, right? So look at that.
That's a blessing in itself, right?
Exactly, because it's real nasty out here in these streets. And
Yes, it is.
I'm assuming she's got a pretty good partner, right?
Yes, she does. She
That's
does.
a
She did very
that's a
well.
blessing right there because take my word for it, it's nasty. It's nasty out here. She could have a whole lot of problems. She could have student loan debt and a terrible partner.
Right. I just wanted to leave you with this. Somebody had asked me, what does conservatives believe in today? And because some people are scratching their head as to what do conservatives believe,
What do
and
they
I
do?
answered that um, if you go closer to the center, the difference between Democrats and Republicans is not that drastic, and that we
Mm.
actually have a lot of similarities, but that the far right in MAGA has hijacked the party and has pretty much taken the relevancy away from our party and have made the entire party pretty much toxic to the body of politic in the United States, and that our leadership has yet to even make steps towards purging Donald Trump from our platform. Even in our actual official party platform,
Mm.
it still praises Donald Trump
Wow.
and pledges to support
Mm.
the ideals and the things Donald Trump did. You can go read it. It's on the 2016 Republican Party platform. Um, and until our leadership takes steps to purge Donald Trump from our platform, it's going to remain toxic,
Wow.
and that's not
What
going to change.
do you think your leadership will try to purge him at some point, or do you think they're just kind of laying down and letting him do what he wants?
I think that we're going to come to a crossroads and past critical, what do you call it? Critical path. Critical path is approaching in the next few months. And if the Republican Party marches Donald Trump out at the Republican convention and announces him as the nominee, the Republican Party is ruined for the rest of my lifetime. Just
Really?
forget it. If the Republican Party marched Donald Trump out and present him as the nominee at the Republican platform, uh,
And when you
it's
and when you
it's
say
game over.
and when you say we're done, could you expand on what you mean by that? Because a lot of these Trump supporters are still, they're running around here saying they're winning.
Well, because they only look at the size of his rallies, and they think that's an indicator of that he's the most popular candidate in the nation.
Mm, mm,
They look at DeSantis voters
mm,
coming over to Trump's camp, like that just increased the total number of people going to vote for Trump.
mm.
Uh,
What about
it,
DeSantis? Is he a good leader?
I think DeSantis. I like DeSantis, but I think he ruined his chances coming out of the box, uh, focusing almost entirely on just social issues.
Oh,
And DeSantis proved real fast that he doesn't have what I call retail politics. It doesn't sell well
oh,
to a wide audience, and I think that all those social issues are important to everybody. If you
right.
make that the number one focus of your campaign, uh, I think that's what sunk him
Yep.
so quickly.
Yeah. I mean, I just can't believe that he had everything he needed to go up against Trump and he failed miserably.
Yeah, he did, and I think Ted Cruz, when he was campaigning, he said Donald Trump, any word comes out of his mouth is a liar. He's a pathological liar.
Hmm.
He's a textbook study in psychology of a narcissist, and uh, then when the charges come down, he goes out and defends Donald Trump.
Wow.
And I think that he probably just sunk his political future after his term in the Senate's up because
How could you let a man like Donald Trump talk about your wife and then go out here and defend her? Would you allow anything like that to happen?
no, not in a million years. But he goes right out and just sunk his political future by not by being putting himself on the wrong side of the biggest criminal case in United States history.
Hmm. You hear this, folks? They're sinking their own ships in the GOP. What a shame. What a shame. So, but let's be honest. Most likely Trump is going to get the nomination, right?
No, no, he is not going to get the nomination. There's, I see zero chance of Trump getting the nomination and being presented at the Republican National Convention as the Republican nominee. I see no chance of that happening.
So
I
at
really
what
don't.
point, okay, at what point will MAGA understand what you're saying? At what part of on what timeline, if we were in a timeline, when would you say this news will be delivered to MAGA? Because
It's
right now they're winning.
it's coming in. If you look at the Drudge Report on a daily basis, you'll start seeing more and more articles coming in and respected political pundits coming in commenting on it. There was one today. I think there was one yesterday. Of people coming in that the GOP has to make this move, and if they're smart, they'll do it. If they're not, they're just going to sink their party and sink their chances. If they think Donald Trump is going to beat Joe Biden or any other Democrat, they're sadly mistaken.
Wow. Well, Mr. Haas, I mean that's music to my ears, but where do you think all of those Trump voters are going to go if they don't have Trump? Where are they
Crazy,
going to go?
crazy.
Huh? They're going to go crazy?
Yes. Look, and this, I know they have a propensity to violence, but these extremists speak about civil war, and it's just ridiculous. And what you might find, and there's probably people looking at this as we speak, you'll have pockets of violence, but there's most likely a lot of people in a lot of different agencies already trying to figure out how to defuse that powder keg.
You think
That
so? Because I did hear that you got all these Trump supporters threatening the judges and threatening violence, and you're telling me that you think that the agencies are monitoring this stuff and they're trying to figure out ways to neutralize this stuff?
I would hope so.
Hmm.
I would hope so.
Yeah, yeah. So Trump's about to be arrested and arraigned in Georgia next week.
Right?
Do you know any Trump supporters still that are feeling a certain type of way about that?
I've distanced myself a lot from the crazy talk and started finding more alliances with people, Republicans that are like me. Um, I've read those charges. It's not things that are hard to prove.
Mm. You sure?
You did this regarding the vice president. It's not like a made-up, fictitious statements that what he tried to influence the vice president to do. And the only reason he didn't do it is because he was too honest.
You hear this, MAGA? You hear this,
And
MAGA?
I think Mike Pence is just making his victory lap just to rub it in Trump's face.
Mm.
I don't think he really intends to run for president. I think he's just saying, "See what I'm out here doing," because I
Someone
was too
says he's
honest.
not going to jail. What do you think? What do you think about that?
There's probably some truth to that uh, because of his age, and probably some health conditions will surface. He'll probably get some years house arrest. Maybe I don't know what the law says about taking someone's social media privileges away, but I'm sure there's something they can do to silence him.
Mm.
Uh, but I think he'll probably get some years of house arrest and made to go away and be quiet for a while. That's
Mm.
the only way you can diffuse the MAGA situation, is to remove the influence.
Mm.
Just let it hopefully fade away without violence.
Mm. Mm. Well, listen, my brother, I'm going to have to thank you for your time and then get up out of this closet of truth. I think that's
Yeah.
it's been a great conversation. Nonetheless, it's always a pleasure to check in with you and see what you're up to. And I do hope one day that you leave the Republican Party and become a Democrat. All
No,
right.
you need good Republicans too, right, on the other side.
Oh yeah, but for right now, the ship is sinking, and I don't want you to sink in that ship, because it's going to be real cold in those waters.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, really, if you are two ships, one's a Republican ship and the other's a Democrat, and the Republican ship is sinking, are you going to go all the way down with it, or are you going to ask
No,
for
I'm going to
help?
jump on the lifeboat first.
And okay, well then, if you get in the lifeboat, you going to stay there, or are you going to ask for the Democrats to pull you on board?
I'm going to roll like hell.
You're not going to make it.
I'm a fighter.
You're not going to make it, but one day you will, all right?
All right, my friend.
All
Have a
right,
good one.
ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brother Haas a round of applause. He's a real Republican, all right? And he's going up against MAGA when it comes to the truth. Now, listen, I know he's a Republican, and I have a lot of friends that are Republican. There's things we don't agree on. But what we do agree on, that MAGA is an issue in this country because they are possessed with a MAGA demon that we need to get rid of, all right? So, ladies and gentlemen, before I get up out of here, I just want to wrap this show up. Sorry I didn't go, I know. Sorry. I want to talk to all of you. I really do. But it's Friday. I know, listen, I want to talk to all of you, but it's Friday and Zeus has to wrap it up. But before I go, I just want to make sure I end this live by once again reminding you, Trump supporters, of what this live was originally all about. Today we learned that Donald Trump, not only did he have bank accounts in China, but he also had banks of China inside of his Trump Towers. That's right. Bank of China paid him an estimated $7 million to rent space in Trump Tower. So when you hear these MAGA possessed people out here crying about President Biden making some money in China, and he didn't even make it. It was his son Hunter, and it was a measly 5 million. I mean, 5 million is a lot of money for most of us, right? But that's nothing. That's nothing in comparison to what Trump was making. And Trump did this while in office. All right? And I want you to remember what he said about this when he was called to the carpet.
This week, which was referenced, does indicate that your company has a bank account in China. So how can voters know that you don't have any foreign conflicts of interest?
I have many bank accounts, and they're all listed, and they're all over the place. I mean, I was a businessman doing business. The bank account you're referring to, which is everybody knows about it, it's listed. The bank account was in 2013. That's what it was. It was open to do. It was closed in 2015, I believe. And then I decided, because I was thinking about doing a deal in China like millions of other people. I was thinking about it, and I decided I'm not going to do it. Didn't like it. I decided not to do it. Had an account open, and I closed it.
Okay.
Excuse me. And then, unlike him, where he's vice president and he does business, I then decided to run for president after that. That was before. So I closed it before I even ran for president, let alone became president. Big difference. He is the vice president of the United States, and his son, his brother, and his other brother are getting rich. They're like a vacuum cleaner. They're sucking up money every...
Yeah. Cut it out, independent thinker. He had a bank account in China while he was president. He lied and said he didn't have it. Then he said he opened it. And then he said he closed it. And then he left the president's office. And when he left, he took the Bank of China with him. As far as I'm concerned, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump is bought and paid for by China. All right? So I don't want to hear another word about President Biden or Hunter Biden and their foreign business dealings. Because if you bring that up, I'm going to ask you very plainly, what about Donald Trump's bank accounts and that Bank of China that he had in Trump Towers? And you better be able to give me a very clear and concise answer. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you on Monday. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, you know I got to remind you Trump supporters that Fani Willis has given Donald Trump very specific orders. He must turn himself in.
I am giving the defendants the opportunity to voluntarily surrender no later than noon on Friday, the 25th day of August, 2020.
Here I come, you can't hide.
That's right, happy Friday.
Find you and take it
Thank you, Angela, you're amazing. Tina, DLA, BJ, JP, my girl, Heidi, Chuck.
Every individual charged in the indictment is charged with one count of violating Georgia's Racketeer, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations Act. Today, based on information developed by that investigation, a Fulton County grand jury returned a true bill of indictment. The indictment brings felony charges against Donald John Trump, Rudolph William Louis Giuliani, John Charles Easton, Mark Randall
Thank you, Bonnie Willis. That's right. You can hide. Billy Chica.
Every individual charged in the indictment is charged with one count of violating Georgia's Racketeer, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations Act.
I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have.
Today, based on information developed by that investigation, a Fulton County grand jury returned a true bill of indictment.
That's right, that's right.
I am giving the defendants the opportunity to voluntarily surrender no later than noon on Friday, the 25th day of August, 2020.
Turn it all in.
He's deranged. Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges. And he's a big Trump hater. Oh, and he's a big Trump hater. And he's a big Trump hater. And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater.
That's right. Have a great weekend.
I am giving the defendants the opportunity to voluntarily surrender no later than noon on Friday, the 25th day of August, 2023.